It really sucked when Minnesota Vikings star right tackle Brian O'Neill went down in the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers game, especially on a completely unnecessary play on the deflected pick six. Not that I'm still bitter, but now, do you think that losing one of the best right tackles in the National Football League would impact a team? And it has, but Oli Udoh has filled in admirably over the last two games against the Packers and the Bears, and the Vikings are looking to probably use him in the playoffs at the right tackle position, depending on what happens with Blake Brandel. But actually, this could work. And we got 5 reasons why Oli Udoh at right tackle could actually work, and he could actually thrive for the Vikings in the playoffs. 4 more games. That's all we need. So let's get it. Well, first off, Oli Udoh at right guard last year, it was not good. So the previous regime tried it, and I had my reservations about moving him inside. I think that he truly was a tackle, but it didn't work out. 2021 gave up 45 pressures, 16 penalties, and it was just not good. Not good. But again, 5 reasons why it could work at right tackle for Oli Udoh. Number 1. It's his natural position, right? So when he came in as a 2019 6th-round pick out of Elon, he had 5 seasons all at right tackle. That's where they kept him. Elon go Phoenix or something like that. He played right tackle, not left tackle, not guard, not wherever, right tackle. So he was new to the game. He just learned that footwork. He learned that side. And because there is a big difference. I mean, I really respect the hell out of swing tackles who can come in without any practice, without coming in cold off the sidelines if needed, and can play left or right tackle, because that footwork is completely, well, obviously it's backwards and it's completely different, and so it takes a big-time skill set. And with Oli Udoh, where he only knew right tackle, all of a sudden you get to the NFL, and the Vikings are like, okay, let's try you at left tackle. Let's try you at guard, where, like we said, I have my reservations about him being inside at guard because the footwork is different from tackle to guard, as well as I actually think that his long arms worked against him, and it showed up how many holding penalties that he had last year, where for in the trenches, low man wins, as well as whoever can get their hands inside the most wins. So Oli Udoh, like, his arm length may have worked against him, working against some of those defensive tackles, but that's in the past. But over the last 2 games, he's only allowed 2 pressures on 67 pass blocking attempts. He has an overall 69.8 PFF grade. Nice. Against the Packers as well as against the Bears. So I think that this could actually work out, where it's a spot that he's comfortable in, the footwork and mechanics. He's not learning something new on the fly, and then go from there. Next up, reason number 2 why Oli Udoh could work out a right tackle. He will get tight end help. And Kevin O'Connell's talked about, hey, Irv Smith is going to be back. I think the Vikings are going to use a lot more 12 personnel with Hawkinson and Irv, maybe a little bit of Johnny Munt sprinkled in there. It's almost going to harken back to the Rudy Gronklin Irv days, where the Vikings will run a 3-man weave running in multiple tight ends. But I do think that it's not going to be like Brian O'Neill. Like he's not going to be out there on an island. Oli Udoh isn't. So he's going to be continually getting tight end help. And even though defensive coordinators are going to deploy their edge rushers more on the right side of the offense, the left side of the defense, just trying to avoid Christian Darrisaw, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Oli Udoh, as well as a tight end 2-on-1 in most spots, or at minimum getting a chip. You kind of feel okay with that. Plus, since Kirk Cousins is right-handed, that is the open side of the field, so he'll be able to see what is going on. Kirk, so hopefully he'll be able to avoid a little bit more pressure if it does come from Oli Udoh's side. Next up, number 3, play calling. So Kevin O'Connell, he knows that it's not Brian O'Neill. Like Oli Udoh, he certainly has his positives, but Brian O'Neill is Brian frickin' O'Neill. So I think the play calling will benefit Oli Udoh, because he knows that he can't just leave him out there on an island. So we're talking about quick throws, we're talking about moving the pocket, we're talking about boot action, we're talking about everything. Everything that the Vikings have done throughout the years to get Kirk Cousins and manufacture him a little bit of time, minus this year. Hopefully it finally happens. Next up, number 4. Oli plays with a chip, and that's one of the things that I loved about Oli Udoh when they put him in the starting lineup last year. I mean, obviously it didn't work out the way that they wanted it to, but Oli plays with attitude. He plays with chip. He maybe he's a little bit over-aggressive at times, but it's always in defense of his teammates. Like, he's always going to stand up for his guys, and I think that offensive line, maybe they need just a little bit of jolt to that. Like, maybe they do need an edge in these playoff games where sometimes when something new is injected into the lineup, whether it's attitude, whether it's energy, whether it's whatever, it can be infectious. So I think Oli Udoh comes in with a toughness, with an aggressiveness, with a chip. I think that could bleed over to the rest of the offensive line into the playoffs. And lastly, number 5, they have no other options. Like, so this has to work out. Like I said, Brandel's coming back from MCL. They're going to get him going in practice this week, but it remains to be seen if he's going to be available in any capacity for Wild Card Weekend. So Oli is going to be the right tackle in all likelihood. So they have to make this thing work if the Vikings want to make a run in the playoffs. It all starts on the offensive line, whether it's Chris Reed in for Bradbury, potentially, or Oli Udoh in for Brian O'Neill. They got to make it work. And I think that putting Oli at right tackle, having him be in the spot where he's comfortable with, I think that is a good bet, or at least the best bet that the Vikings are going to have in terms of trying to solve this offensive line quandary. But that's it. 5 reasons why Oli Udoh could thrive in the playoffs at right tackle. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.